All right, I think we're live. Hello and good afternoon. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late today. I was actually recording next week's podcast. Um, so so just so you know, so I think the next series we're gonna do is really interesting, and I can't wait to talk to you guys about that. So if you can hear me on here live, can you just leave a comment so that way I can I know that you guys can hear me and I know that we're live okay. We're cross-posted to a couple different places, pages and stuff. Make sure that you click through um onto the video and you leave your comment so that way it goes to the page. Okay. So that way I know that you're here. All right. Yay. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome. Okay. So, hey, Rachel, nice to see you. I love seeing you guys on here. Okay. So I wanted to talk a little bit, people get so bogged down in all of the things that we have to do in business. Um, and I love this behind me. This is today I will not stress over things I can't control. I love that. I think it's a little crooked and I don't care. It is what it is, right? But I really like having this behind me because whenever I'm going live, I can see that. And so, as there are other things going on around me, with, you know, people are leaving me messages on Slack and I can see Facebook notifications and emails are coming in and all the things. Right now, I'm live with you, right? And so that's what I'm doing. And so I think it's great to have that behind me, not only as a reminder for you guys, but also for me. So and I love it. It's actually it's a tea towel. It's not like a piece of art, but I saw it and I thought it was really cool. So I got it. Okay. So today we have a new podcast episode out today, episode 66. I can't believe we're on episode 66. We're talking about how to make your service-based business stand out. And I think a lot of people think that business has to be complicated. And the thing that I'm learning this week in bookkeeper training school, we're doing the boot camp and we released module 5 this week. And it's interesting because we really start with basics, okay, in bookkeeper training school. So this week we're literally building out like the marketing framework, right? And everybody thinks like, oh my God, it has to be so complicated and I need a website and I need all these things. And we literally start off with, okay, so here's a free scheduler and we're going to do a 30-day free trial of Canva. And these are the things you need to make. And we're going to put up a page. And I think I did like all of it I think it took me about 3 hours, I think. And that's like going through teaching how to do it, not just doing it on my own. Had I done it on my own, I probably could have done it in maybe half that time, right? Because I'm not talking about it, I'm just doing it. We get so overly focused on logos and colors and what things look like that we kind of forget like the service part. And I'm finding that, and it's funny because I don't really see it in bookkeeper training school because we talk about this in bookkeeper training school. But in lots of other services, where people like, there's so much focus on the sales and the hype and all the things that when it comes to the service is lacking. Like people aren't delivering the service that they said they were going to deliver. And so when you are building your business, whether you're a virtual assistant, you're a web designer, you're a bookkeeper, you're a tax professional, whatever you are building, the most important thing that you are going to do and the thing that's going to keep your doors open is providing the service. Okay. It doesn't matter how flashy your marketing is, how good your makeup is, how well you do your hair, and it's like, I come on here, no makeup. I combed my hair before I did the podcast episode. I was pretty excited with that. I'm wearing a t-shirt. I don't have like a fancy background behind me. Although I do love my monitor. It is pretty awesome. it's not about all the fancy stuff. It's about showing up and doing the work. And that's why it's like, I think moms are so good at running service-based businesses, especially bookkeeping, because we show up for our kids every day. We show up for our families every day. We keep everything running, right? We understand all of the details and all of the things that need to be running, that need to be going, and you get it done. And that's why, I think that we are in a really good position, okay, as women, as moms, to keep the service-based economy moving. Because ultimately, we know that you have to deliver the service, okay? And don't get me wrong, I understand it's important to get clients, right? Because if you don't have clients, you have nobody to deliver service to. But I think sometimes it's like we get so hung up on these little itty bitty details that we're not seeing the big picture. It's funny because we have people, and we see this in bookkeeper training school. People get stressed out, like, how should I contact this person back? Pick something. Don't wait for an answer. Just call them back, because the most important thing is getting back to them, right? And so pick a method. And if they don't pick up in one method, like usually, so here's my answer to this, because somebody asked, so like, I've got a phone number and I've got an email. What should I do? Call. If you can't get them, say, hey, I'm also going to email you my contact information so you have it, and then send an email. And if you get them on the phone, then cool, you got them on the phone, right? But I think, and just so you know, if you do call them, your process does not change, right? So I know we talked about SOPs last week. So if your SOP is, well, let's book a call, and I need you to fill out a form for me just with some basic business information, so I have that when we're on the call, and still book the call, like still walk them through that process. Don't feel like, oh, I'm on the phone now, we have to do the discovery call now. No. Okay, that's not your process. So make sure you stick to your process. And that's why the SOPs are important, like I said last week. So I'd love to have you listen to that episode, because I think that it's going to help refocus you and recenter you on the things that are important in your business. But I want you to think too, I'm a big fan of journaling, and I don't do it as consistently as I want to. A really good journaling exercise for you would be to sit down as you're building your business and say, okay, when I've worked with people in the past, right? And I'm thinking like plumbers, anybody in the trades, construction, service, what made the experience really good and what made the experience really bad? So like if I'm sitting there thinking about this, I'm like, okay, contractors or service-based people in general who do not contact you back, instances where you book appointments and the people don't show and they don't contact you to let you know. We actually just had this happen last week to us. We reached out to a company and booked an appointment through their scheduler, and then they didn't show. And so that's super disappointing. People who say they're going to be there at a certain time and they don't show up, or they're late and they don't call to let you know they're going to be late. So I think that you can use this information to build a kind of like a company commandments sort of thing. I will be on time. I will get work done on time. I will contact people who reach out to me, by the next business day. Just kind of think about some things that you think are important. I'd love to know, those of you that are watching in the comments, what are some things that you think would create a good experience, right? And they're really simple things, right? Make it easy for people to pay you. That's one that, like, it amazes me, as we have moved here and gotten work done, how hard it has been to pay people. You know, make it, make it easy for clients to sign contracts. And don't worry, we're going to talk about that in module 6 of Bookkeeper Training School. But set up, what experiences for you make for a good experience, right? So easy to pay, easy to sign contracts, a clear way to engage with someone. So do you prefer that I call you? Do you prefer that I text you? And that's something that in module 6, we talk about, the how I work document, right? And informing your boundaries. And so that is a really critical piece as well. Be very clear when you're working with clients, when they can expect to hear back from you, what your working hours are typically, and how you prefer to be contacted. That's a really simple thing that not only makes your life easier, but also makes your customers' lives easier as well, right? That's really, really simple. Okay. So don't overcomplicate things. Create a list of commandments for your company, things that you will and won't do, and things that you are committed to live by, as a business owner. And then let's see, how do we create systems to make that happen in your business? Okay, maybe that we'll do that as a podcast episode or as a live, later this week, is building the systems for your company commandments. If you're interested in that, can you give me a like on that? And we can talk about that later this week. All right, so hopefully this was helpful for you. Go check out this week's episode of the podcast. You can go, I put the link in the description of this video. You can always go to smallbizmama.com. That's smallbizmama.com, or you can listen anywhere anywhere you listen to podcasts, because we're on all the channels. And if you listen to a podcast somewhere and you cannot find Confessions of a Small Biz Mama, let us know. Just inbox the page and I will get my team on that. All right, so thank you so much. I hope you're having an awesome week. Stay productive, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. I'll talk to you soon. Oh, where's my mouse? There it is. You can lose your mouse on a monitor like this sometimes. All right, take care.